relationships. That's huge in borderline personality disorder patients, is being in stable relationships and managing relationships. So then you go to college, when I was in a very dysfunctional relationship, and that was the biggest part. I had this girl that we used to date since 8th grade, and I thought that was the one. Our families were close, and I really didn't know who she was. She moved down to school with me after a couple years, and I was like, whoa, I didn't know that you smoked marijuana. She saw a pretty girl with curly hair. I'm like, I didn't know you smoked marijuana. I didn't know you like going out every night. That's not my lifestyle. So there was this big battle, and it was a very volatile relationship. It was bad, and that really, I didn't deal with that the right way. So all of those emotions, all those things that I felt, I pretty much, the way she treated me, I took that and brought it to my next relationship, and that was my wife. So instead of going through, getting out of that relationship, one, I stayed around, and then dealing with the things that we went through the right way, whether it's talking to my mom or talking to a counselor. A lot of people think that to be treated, you have to talk to a professional. Sometimes it can be just a buddy. And there are studies that show, teenagers in high school, the first people they go to talk to is their peers. So we have to equip our youngsters with the right stuff so they can handle these things or give their friends and their loved ones the help they may need. So I say all that because, I was going through a lot, and my wife got together, and basically the things that was going on in my last relationship, how she was treating me, treated my wife the same exact way. And I love my wife to death, and when things was basically about to be over, I said, you know what, I'm gonna fight really hard to, I got something for you guys. It's funny, I do this a lot. They told me to turn off my phone. Because I didn't want to mess up the speaker, but, the reason why I say I fought for my wife is because, I was Pittsburgh, we know, Steel City, Pittsburgh, country, all of that good stuff. We love football here. And football was my life, since I was a little kid. And I was ready to walk away from football. Now, if you're from Pittsburgh, walking away from football is really tough. And I'm at the highest level. And it's interesting because the other day, I was on a flight, and I went through some of my old notes. I just went back to iPhone. So the last couple of years, I was with Samsung. So I write a lot. That's one of the things I learned when I was at McLean Hospital. Writing, reading, listening to classical music, those things helped me get back to baseline. So I started writing, and I noticed that it helped me. But this is one of the things that I wrote, and we're talking about football and fighting. I was ready to walk away from football, and I prepared a letter. And mind you, I really can't write really well, and I'm just borderline personality patients. They're so emotional, and so I was probably really emotional at the time. I was like, it's black and white thinking. That's one of the criteria, right? So I was like, I'm done with the NFL until I get my life together. So let me see if I can find the letter I wrote to the NFL and the Miami Dolphins. And it was pretty interesting. I wrote a letter to